Disappearances in U.S. national parks. Missing 411. It happened suddenly. The person was right there just a second ago, walking along the trail, talking, laughing, looking around, and then they were simply gone. No scream, no sound, no trace. National parks in the United States are considered some of the safest places to visit. Every year, millions of people come here to experience nature and find peace. But it is precisely here that something happens, something that still has no explanation. People disappear in forests, mountains, and canyons, sometimes just a few meters away from their loved ones, sometimes in clear weather, in perfect visibility. Search teams arrive quickly. Rangers, volunteers, helicopters overhead. They follow the trail. They search the trees. They call the name again and again. Nothing. No broken branches, no footprints leading away, no signs of a struggle. It's as if the ground itself erased them. In many cases, the missing person was experienced. A hiker who knew the terrain, a hunter familiar with the forest, someone who had been here before. They didn't panic, they didn't get lost easily, and yet they vanished. Then come the dogs. Search and rescue dogs pick up the scent. They move with confidence, pulling their handlers forward, and then they stop. Some refuse to go any farther. Some whine, circle, and turn back. The trail ends abruptly, as if the person didn't walk away, but was taken out of the world. Sometimes weeks or even years later, a body is found in areas that were already searched, in places that make no sense, high up on ridges, deep in rough terrain, far beyond what the human body could reasonably reach. Even more disturbing, many are found without shoes, without clothing, without any clear cause of death. The forest gives no answers. The most unsettling cases involve children, young children who disappear quietly, children who somehow travel miles through harsh wilderness. When they are found alive, they speak of strange things, of someone watching them, of someone helping them, of someone who was never there. Officials offer explanations, exposure, animals, disorientation, but in many cases, the facts simply don't fit. These disappearances are not isolated. They follow patterns. They repeat in the same regions. And yet, there is no official list, no public database, no clear accounting of how many have vanished. The parks remain open, the trails remain marked, and people keep coming, unaware that somewhere between the trees, between one step and the next, someone once disappeared forever. There is one detail that appears again and again. Many of the missing were last seen near water, a creek, a river, a lake. Places where sound carries strangely, where fog forms without warning, where direction becomes uncertain, as if the landscape itself is guiding people somewhere they didn't intend to go. In some cases, weather changes instantly. Clear skies turn cold. Sunlight fades behind clouds that weren't there minutes before. Experienced hikers say it feels wrong, too fast, too sudden. And that's often the last moment anyone remembers clearly. Families wait. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years. They are left with questions that never fade. Why was the jacket removed? Why were shoes found miles apart? Why was the body discovered uphill, against gravity, against logic? There are no good answers. Some survivors tell stories they hesitate to repeat. They describe being confused, disoriented, as if time stretched or collapsed, minutes that felt like hours, hours that vanished entirely. They say they felt watched, not threatened, observed. And then they were back, unable to explain how. Park officials rarely speak about these patterns. There are no warning signs, no public briefings. Tourists are told the parks are safe, and statistically they are. But statistics don't explain why certain places keep taking people and never giving them back. The forest remembers every step, every voice, every disappearance. And long after the search teams leave, long after the headlines fade, the trails remain, waiting. So, if you ever feel the silence grow too deep, if the forest suddenly feels too still, if you sense that something has changed, even though nothing looks different, don't ignore it. Turn back. Stay visible. Stay together. Because in these places, people don't always leave footprints behind. Sometimes they leave nothing at all. And the deeper you look into these cases, the more unsettling the details become. Some disappearances happen in the same locations, years apart. Different people, different ages, different seasons. Same trail, same bend in the path, same silence. As if the place itself is repeating something. Maps don't help. GPS signals fail. Compasses spin slightly off true north. Radios crackle with static for no reason. Search teams report the same feeling, a pressure, a sense that they are not alone. Not fear, awareness. There are moments when the forest feels wrong, too quiet, too still. No insects, no birds, no movement. Veteran outdoorsmen say this is not natural. Nature is never silent. Something has to cause that silence. In some cases, people are found alive after days or weeks missing. They are dehydrated, confused, unable to explain where they were. They don't remember walking. They don't remember sleeping. They only remember stepping off the trail and then being somewhere else. Doctors can't explain it. Psychologists hesitate to label it. Officials quietly close the reports because admitting the truth would raise a question no one wants to answer. What if the wilderness isn't empty? There are stories passed quietly among rangers, stories never written down, about voices calling from the trees, about people hearing their name spoken in a familiar tone, about moments when the forest feels closer than it should, too close. And then there are the recoveries that make no sense. Bodies found clean, unscavenged, resting as if placed gently on the ground, sometimes sitting upright, sometimes lying face up, as if the forest gave them back, but only after it was finished. No explanation fits all the cases. Not animals, not weather, not simple human error. Something is missing from the picture, and whatever it is, it doesn't leave evidence behind. The truth may be this: these places don't just test your strength, they test your awareness, your attention, your instincts. And the moment you stop listening, the moment you dismiss that feeling, the forest takes one step closer. So when you walk a trail and everything feels normal until it doesn't, remember, every disappearance began on an ordinary day, in an ordinary place, with one ordinary step in the wrong direction, and no one ever heard from them again. When the sun finally sank behind the ridge, the park seemed to exhale. The radios had been silent for 3 hours. The search teams returned empty-handed, and the list of the missing gained one more name, the last in this unsettling series. I stood at the edge of the trail where it had all begun. The cameras showed the same thing every time. People entered the frame and then vanished. They didn't fall, didn't turn aside. They simply ceased to exist between 2 steps. No scream, no signs of a struggle, only emptiness, as if the park blinked. At dawn, an order came to close the area for natural reasons. Signs were replaced, reports rewritten, witnesses advised not to speculate. Officially, the series of disappearances was over. That night, as I was leaving the park, I noticed something new. On an old, cracked map, one that hadn't been updated in decades, thin lines had appeared, trails that did not exist by day. They led deeper inside, where radios die and birds don't sing. Beside each trail were tiny marks, shaped like names. Only then did I understand. No one had disappeared. The park had taken them in. And just before I folded the map, one final line slowly traced itself across the paper, starting exactly where I was standing.